Race number 4 has gone the way of the Michael Roberts trained Piece by Piece, which was horse number 6 on the program. Bred by Ian van Skalkwijk, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Ramsagar, and ridden to victory by Rachel Venica. Piece by Piece won a gutsy and determined race. Who's as pleased as Punch, and so he should be, is Ncedo, who is the groom of Piece by Piece. He gets 1,000 Rand on behalf of Hollywoodbets and on behalf of Gold Circle. Well done and congratulations. Thank you. Sure, Rachel must be just around the corner. If not, we can maybe start with Michael. Let's get Michael in. Rachel will be with us shortly. Well done. Mr. Ramsagar is a gentleman who we haven't met, but he supports you and you're giving him results, and that's the most important thing.
Yes, he's he's based in Johannesburg, and we got a couple of horses for him, and they've been winning, which is obviously nice, and keep everybody happy. But coming back to this filly, she was a very weak individual when we got her, and I said, listen, if you're prepared to give me a bit of time with her, I think she will strengthen up. She's still not quite there, to be quite honest with you. That's why you can see I've been running over way short of her disc trips, and she's been knocking on the door there. And today's the first time we actually stepped up to a mile, and I thought, well, had a good draw and everything. And everything worked out very nice for her, and so, big well done to Mr. and Mrs. Ramsagar. Obviously it's nice to be a number 1 box again for them. And, to Rachel, I thought she rode a peach of a race, and, she was finding more. And I think probably, in another couple of months' time, we can even step up more in trip. And thank you to my staff.
Michael, you've got quite a busy afternoon. I don't expect you to go through them all, but 1 or 2 runners that you're looking forward to seeing, or that the punters could include in their bets?
Well, to be quite honest with you, my horses hasn't been running up to their best because, we've done vaccinations and all that. And I don't know, every time this time of the year when we start doing the African horse vaccinations, that the horses seem to go off a bit and take a bit of, there's nothing wrong with them physically. They're eating well and they're looking good. But, they, for my yard, they just seem to take a bit of time to come back to form again, So my other runners got chances, I wouldn't rule them out. But, I mean, I can't say anything, for definite, that really say, it's definite. But, include them.
Lovely, Michael. Thank you for that. And I'm glad that you touched on about the AHS vaccination, because it goes through every yard and through every trainer. And you're right, the horses do go a little off the boil. And I'm glad that you mentioned it, because you look at stats and things just go a little quieter, and not only for you, but for most, all the trainers that have got the African horse sickness. So I'm glad that you mentioned it, so that the public could get a better understanding.
Yeah, I must be honest with you, I've noticed over the years, even before I started training, I've noticed that sort of come November, December, the form book seems to be a bit haywire. Yes. And you usually get these big pick sick payouts and that, so I can only put it down to that. I mean, we all, different the ways we do things. But I mean, I have noticed that, definitely it knocks the horses back a wee bit.
Thank you for touching on that, and well done here.
Thank you.
Rachel Venica, proudly sponsored by Johnson Workwear, in the yellow and red silks of Mr. and Mrs. Ramsagar, and who I'm sure we'll see at the races soon. Well done. And Michael just explained that she's taken a bit of time to strengthen up and build up, and she's today's win certainly will give her nice confidence and strengthen her up even more.
Yes, it really will, and this is a lovely filly. As I said, she was a bit immature, so we've taken our time with her, but she's really rewarding us, and it's wonderful to have another winner for Mr. and Mrs. Ramsagar, and they've been big supporters at the yard of late, and I must say a massive thank you to them, and congratulations again.
Michael touched on the rest of the runners and the AHS vaccinations, etc., but in your opinion, who's your next best, or I know you're competitive throughout, but who's next that's got a soft spot in your heart?
Well, they all have a soft spot. That was a bad question.
No, bad question, because you adore them all. Who's your next best?
Oh, it's hard to split them, but maybe Shona Kirsty Ives in the last race. But, they're all quite equal, and we'll be knocking on the door again today. I've got the feeling it's a good day.
You're quite right. It was a silly question there. Even they can be Group 1 horses, or they can be horses with a merit rating of 12. You still love them all.
From the babies to the old horses, this is what makes the sport so incredible, is that you get to do something you love every day, working with amazing animals. And to have the support from the owners, the trainers, Mr. Roberts, I must say a massive thank you to him. Even when we go through a bit of a quiet patch, he's always there. And, I've got to say thank you to him and the Barrington team. Well done, doing a sterling job at home. The owners, Mr. Ramsagar, thank you very much. And, I must say thank you, of course, to my sponsor, Johnson Workwear, and the Academy back home. And special mention to a special lady at home will know who I'm talking about. Thank you.
Well done, Rach.
Thank you very much.
Lovely, spot on. That was indeed a silly question. Rachel adores each and every one of them. So she looks forward to riding them all, the good ones or the bad ones. But she mentioned Shona Kirsty out for a bit later on, so you might want to throw that into your trifectas and quartets. Piece by Piece is won and beaten Sweeter Than Honey. 6, 5, 8 and 11. Preparations for race 5 are underway.